Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Binary Life, a channel that teaches new developers how to code by solving algorithm problems. So today we're going to solve the Deutschstunde. I don't know how to pronounce that. That's German. Now let's try to read it. Basically, we'll be given a noun. This is a word here. Each noun contains what do we say? Everybody knows a little German, right? But remembering the correct article is a tough job. Write yourself a little helper that returns the noun with the matching article. Now this is the principle. If a noun contains less than 2 vowels, each noun containing less than 2 vowels has the article das. Where can I get it from? The example here. You can look at this example below here. There is one vowel, which is I. Now this is a list of vowels here. He has additionally added these 3 here. So this has I, which is one vowel. So we add is fish, something like that. So we add das fish. So that's why we return das fish like this. So if it has 2 or 3 vowels, we add die. Like which example has die? This one. It has 3 vowels. We have U, E, and U. That's 3. So it's super home or something like that. So we return super home. This is the arrow that I know is for return. Super home. That's it. So you get the principle. If it has more than 3, you add there with D-E-R. Like for this case, he has more than 3. O, E, A, O, E again. That's 5 of them. That's 5 vowels. We add there. So how can we approach this problem? Basically, we know we have to count the vowels. We know we have to count. And for us to count, we basically need to have a list somewhere. So I'm going to create a list of vowels somewhere and store somewhere. We'll be using as a reference to check. So let's create a constant array. I'll call it vowels, which is going to contain our vowel. I can even make it a string. And you have these. This is the list of vowels. There's a U, and I'll also add these 3 vowels here. Without a space. I'll put it in a string format like this. So I'm going to take the word. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the word that is given as a parenthesis like this here, superhuman, and I'm going to go through one character after the other. And we can use a for each loop to do that. So let's just enter the node console. There are many ways to loop. I don't know how to loop that. We're going to see. So if I'm giving a string to equal my test, let's try a for loop. So for the character, for every character of my string, what do I do? Well, just test it to see if it's going to work. So as console.log the character, I'm going to put it yeah, let's just launch console.log the character. Missing after argument list. Oh yeah, I forgot to close. This is the parenthesis. I forgot to close it, so I will recall that like this. Oh, sorry, that wasn't good. Let's start back in the beginning. This is the test. I'm going to record the for loop, and I need to close like this. I didn't close it right the last time, so it actually display each character. I'm going to use this scenario here to loop over it. So I'll copy this for loop test. I think I closed this twice. Great. So I'm going to loop through. Here I'm going to loop through the word. Loop through the word. It's giving word with T. Yeah. Loop through the word, and we're not looping the string this time around, we're looping the word here. So I'm going to take every character and check if it's a vowel. That's what I'm going to do, and check if it's a vowel and count the number of vowels I have inside. So let's do a test here. I have this is my string. I can check if the string, there's a function called includes that checks if there's if something's included in that string, something like that. Like, is that string having T? It's true because there's a T here. Is it having an M? It's false. So we're going to use the includes function to test if while we're looping a character, it's included inside the vowels. And we can see something like this, and this is a capital O, and we don't have a capital O there because it doesn't check for camel case. Let's try this again. If I check for capital M, it's false, of course. Let's check for capital T. That's false because there's no capital T here. So let's be careful with that. We need to do conversion to lowercase. How do we convert? Let's try. So if I have another variable that has letter R, what if I do this to lowercase? I've forgotten there's a function called to lowercase. Let's try it and see something like that. There should be to uppercase. And this is it. So we can lowercase like this, we can uppercase like this. This is what it will be interesting to me. I'll combine this with this. You can see how it works. So basically I'm going to take the character and convert to lowercase. Like this, and I'm going to check if the lowercase version is included inside the vowels. Basically, if the vowel includes the lowercase character of our loop. So I'm going to check if this character is inside our vowel here, then we have a vowel. Now we can count, which means before looping I have to initialize a count variable that will do the counting of vowels. I will just call it the vowel count. So if this is included, it means we can increment this. We can increment this and add 1. At the end of the for loop, we'll have the number of vowels. So I can console log. So let's see how that works. At to this point, I'm going to console log the vowel count. I'm going to console log two things. I'm going to console log the initial word and the vowel count. Let's test. So this is a word, and there are 3 vowels come off: O, and A. I don't know if that's quite correct. That should be 4, something like this. Yeah, it's normal because I don't have the A in my list of vowels here, so I need to correct that. Let's check the instruction again. We have the normal A, so I need to correct that here, and let's relaunch and see. Yeah, so now this is 4, which means this works. So I now have a loop that can count the number of vowels. Now from there I can now apply this different function because that becomes easy. So I'll just put that in comment and I can do the different tests. Now if well, multiple tests here, we can do if and else, we can do case statements if you want. That's one thing. I'll just go with the if, that's straightforward. So if the vowel count is equal to 2, then I'm going to return this in concatenation with the initial word. So what am I going to do? I'm going to return that's concatenated with the word. Something like that. Else if the vowel count is 2 or 3. Remember, there's a case when it's more than 3, so I'll just say if it's less than 3, or let's say if it's less than 3, right, if it's less than 3, we can do if it's less than or equal to 2 or 3 or something. Let's just do this first and see, because I've already checked for the case where it's 2. Let's see. He said if it's less than 2. All right, that makes it easy. So if it's less than 2, yeah, this is what we do. Now if it's less than 3, that is going to include 2. If it's less than and equal to 3, that would include 2 and 3. And then for less than 2, it has already been dealt with inside this if. So if it's between 2 and 3, that's what is going to happen here. We're going to return something else. We're going to return die. Right. At the end of the day, we can only have what is remaining, something that is more than 3. So we're going to return something else. I can put it in the last else statement, or I can leave it like that. No, it's still the same thing. So I can do this, and let's run the code and see. It works. We can get rid of our console logs to make it cleaner. All right, let's run again. Okay, now this I can put it in one line because it's just one instruction after the if, just to make it shorter, but I think the code is cleaner. I'm going to put it in full screen. Let's break it down. So we have our list of vowels here, and then we're going to do a for loop to count how many vowels are inside our word. So we're going to loop through every character, and then we convert every character to lowercase just in case, and we check if that character is included in the vowels. If it's the case, we increment the vowel count. So at the end of the day, at the end of this for loop, we have the total number of vowels, and then we check if it's less than 2, we do this, we return this instead. If it's between 2 and 3, we instead return this, and then the last return, it will only arrive at this point if the vowel count is more than 3. So we could have added a last else, but that's not necessary. So we just return this and we're good to go. That's it. Let's get out of full screen mode, and this is our final final say. So let's submit. Let's submit and look at what other people have done. All right, now this is the same thing. He takes the word and splits and check if it's included inside here. This is a wise one. I've never done this scenario, but just from reading I can check. I can say this is, let's just check what split does in JavaScript. Split, let's check here. Split is just to split the string. Now these are added. I don't want to go into details. I don't want to go into details into using split. Split is just used to take a word and split into an array. Now this he has added regular expression that makes an advanced usage of split that we can check on Google. After that he does the normal checking. This is the same thing like us, just using a very advanced syntax and short and concise. The same thing, word match. I think this is match that I'm more aware of. Match is doing a match, like to match something. It's going to check if this word match any of these characters here. And I think is going to ignore lowercase, uppercase, something like that, and group will do it for the whole word. And this will return an array. That's why he takes the length and then it does the multiple check. These are clever solutions. This is learning how to use regular expression. You can Google the match, and this is somebody that did like us, put an array of vowels where he's going to do a normal follow and counts, and then does the simple checks at the end. The same thing. This is actually straightforward and beginner friendly. So I'm going to check here to stop at this level. So we only have this logical way of doing it, or this advanced way of doing it using regular expressions. And thank you for viewing, and see you in another exercise.